So here's some frequently asked questions about the Better Husband Challenge and about specifically about the appreciation cards and the group and the process itself. Okay. First one: what's the point of writing cards and giving them every day instead of a journal like Darren did? So I got the impression that Darren's marriage was in pretty good shape and that he could afford to write in secret for a year and then give her his appreciation journal. So my marriage was in deep trouble, and it was important to me that she saw that I was really trying every day and that I was expecting nothing from her. Okay, it worked. So that's why I recommend a daily approach, right, with the cards instead of a journal. Can I give her a journal after 30 days like Darren instead of a card every day? Sure. If you're doing it that way because you believe it's the right thing for her and it's the right thing for your marriage. If you choose to give her a journal after 30 days because you're avoiding the daily interactions with her, then you probably want to think it over, right? Having said that, in my opinion, it's better to do it as a journal after 30 days or do daily cards than not to do anything at all. But that's your choice, right? How you approach it. This works. This is what I recommend. So what are my qualifications to recommend the appreciation cards or the appreciation journal? So a few years ago, I was in an unhappy marriage and I was willing to do anything to make my marriage better. Okay. Our marriage was failing and there was a lot of anger and a lot of resentment and we were really frustrated. Okay. We tried counseling. We went to therapy. We did marriage activities. We worked on our communication. Nothing worked. And we were both super unhappy. This approach with the appreciation cards, but also the way to approach them and what it would do, it made sense and it worked, even though I didn't think it would work and I didn't want to do it. Okay. So if you're asking whether I'm a marriage counselor or a therapist, a psychologist, a relationship coach, a divorce lawyer, a psychiatrist, or anything like that, I'm not. Okay? The appreciation cards and the way that I did them and the way that Darren was talking about it, right? It worked for me, period. This was a new idea to me when I read about them in the compound effect, but husbands and wives have been doing this for a long time and you can look it up for yourself. Okay. This is not a new technique or practice or resource or anything like that. It's been around for a long time and it works. The thing is that it's hard. It's hard. It's not just hard to do the cards. I mean, you can script one out, superficially. It's what's behind it. And then it's also getting in deeper, right? It is hard. I mean, there's a lot of husbands who try this. Like over 90%, they give up after less than a week, right? I think I know why. I mean, I do know why. I didn't have anybody to help me. There was nothing to follow. Look at the pages that I saved for you that are there for you and what I read. There wasn't anything there. And I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have anybody in my corner. When things got rough, it was just like, I'm just here. I'm like, should I keep doing it? I don't know. I just kept doing it. And I kept that same mentality of expecting nothing, and not only not expecting anything, but just to, be open to like, maybe there's different ways that I can show up. Anyway, I want to help other husbands who are struggling to turn their marriage around and make the process easier. And that's what the Better Husband Challenge is about. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. What are my qualifications to run the Better Husband Challenge group? Well, same answer as above about recommending the appreciation cards. Will it work for me? I don't know. And the only way you're going to find out is to really commit to the process, which means showing up and following through. I went over everything in the Better Husband Challenge in the invitation video that you watched. Watch it again if you need to. I talk all about what's going on and what it's going to take. Watch all the welcome videos. Then join the private Better Husband Challenge group in Facebook and get started. It's either worth the effort to try or it's not. All in or not at all. Just think about what's at stake and go big or go home. Is it really worth the effort? Okay, same answer as above about whether it'll work for you. What's the purpose of the Better Husband Challenge group? 3 things. Number 1, accountability. I post my card every day, and you post that you did your card or your journal entry and the day number you're at. For example, done day 6 or day 17 done. Just something like that. Simple. It's simple, it's quick, and it's effective. Keep yourself on track. That's part of your commitment when you join the Better Husband Challenge, is to check in and hold yourself accountable to the whole group. Number 2, the group is a place for you to ask questions when you got them and ask for help when you hit roadblocks. And both will happen, or you're not really trying, right? You're going to have questions and you're going to hit roadblocks. Because if you're not, you're not really showing up. Okay, it's going to happen. And most husbands give up on writing the cards after less than a week because there's no one to give them a hand when they stumble. And there's no format, no roadmap when they start. Okay, you got no excuses that the Better Husband Challenge is too expensive. Okay, I mean, the Better Husband Challenge and the group, it's free. You know that. There's no charge. And you can stay in as long as you want. Okay? The cards, I mean, it's a 3x5 or a 4x6 card if you want. If you want to do a journal, it's a little steno notebook. Come on. And a pen. You cannot make an excuse about it being too expensive. Okay? And you got no excuse that there's no one to help you. That's also part of the Better Husband Challenge. Okay? Number 3. A rising tide lifts all boats. I'm going to move this out of the way. Sorry, I got to make sure I got my notes here for these, because these are important, right? These are important questions. Doing the appreciation cards is simple, but it's not easy. When you're struggling in your marriage, putting aside your anger and your resentment, right, to compliment your wife, that's tough. I mean, come on, it's tough, right? You're like that, and it's like, oh, but I'm going to do this. You know what? That's hard, and it's even harder to face the truth that you have a part on what's going on in your marriage and then make changes in your own habits, okay? Then you add on top of that you're supposed to be doing all that and expecting nothing from her in return. I mean, do you get why over 90% of husbands who try this, why they quit after a week? I mean, of course, it's hard, right? So my goal for the Better Husband Challenge is to make it easier to start, easier to stick with it, and be able to reap the benefits of doing the appreciation cards, like the whole thing, right? And being in a group is way better than going it alone. All right, I'm really worried. What if something happens? Okay, here are a few common concerns, right? I'm worried that the cards will hurt me if we get divorced. Okay, I'm worried that she'll get mad. I'm worried that things will get worse. What if this thing doesn't work? All right. Look, if your marriage is in the toilet, you have 2 choices, okay? It's pretty simple. You can complain about it, or you can face that painful truth that you have a part in what's going on and take charge over what happens next, okay? The Better Husband Challenge, it's a program that works simply by following through, okay? You show up, you follow through. It's a commitment, but I believe in the process, and I want to help men who are struggling to turn things around. Doing the cards with the right attitude, it worked for me. Doing the cards with the right attitude works for other husbands. The Better Husband Challenge is only for men who buy into the process and fully commit themselves for 30 days to start. It's all in or it's nothing at all, okay? If you still don't know what to do, then my recommendation is that you get professional help, therapy, counseling, or a lawyer. But that's what the Better Husband Challenge is about. And if you decide to take it up, and then I'll see you on the inside and we'll welcome you.